Welcome to the Solipsist Cinema Podcast. Today we're going to talk about the new season of Rehearsal, and joining me is my girlfriend Jackie.
Hello, everyone.
Specifically, we're going to be talking about episode 1 and 2 of the new season. It's just like one of the best shows out right now, and I don't see anyone talking about it at all. So, I mean, yeah, let's get into it. I showed you the first season for the first time, right?
Yeah, and it was really weird. And for season two, it's going over Nathan examining transcripts about plane crashes.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll just say the basic premise for the season is that Nathan is focusing his like rehearsal powers on aviation safety. So he basically like discovers that effective communication between the captain and the co-pilot would actually likely like lead to preventing crashes and saving lives. Like in actuality, he has his like Nathan spin on things where he just takes things to the extreme. Yeah, so like the premise is actually like really smart, and he explores like the hierarchical dynamics of like the captain versus the co-pilot. You know, like the captain can potentially get the co-pilot like fired. So there's like this weird hierarchical like imbalance, and he explores that in a really funny way.
And the rehearsal is such a funny, like weird, awkward show. And this is such a serious topic. Like, it's just like an insane goal that Nathan has. And I hope he finds like something by episode six that he like that the airlines can implement or do something with it.
Yeah, because he's like dead serious the whole time, and that's like the whole thing that like he's it's like just a comedy show, but his ideas are actually like in Nathan For You, like some of his ideas are actually pretty good. So like someone in the aviation safety like community could actually like watch the show, see the point, and then actually do like a practical implementation of what he pointed out. But the show isn't gonna be like what's gonna happen. So yeah, like so basically in episode 1, yeah, it bounces around a little bit, but basically the dynamic is that one, you know, you want to get the pilot to be able to be more open to constructive criticism, and then you also want to get the co-pilot to be able to feel comfortable with confrontation. So he tackles that at different times, but mainly, yeah, in the first episode, he follows the young co-pilot Moody, and he dives deep into his personal life and his relationship. And I guess yeah, we'll bounce around, but like skipping to the end, like he basically puts him in a situation where like him and his girlfriend are in the cockpit, and Moody confronts her about like yeah, how much his girlfriend gets hit on at Starbucks.
This is
And
worst fear, and he has to do this.
yeah, like for Nathan's show. But yeah, so the point of it, like the reason Nathan's doing it, yeah, is to get, because Moody's a co-pilot, to get him to be comfortable with confrontation, so that potentially if he was in a dangerous situation with a pilot and he had to take over, he would have the inner confidence to do so. So yeah, what did you think about the girlfriend? Like it seemed so like they just had such a weird relationship.
Yeah, they did. I wonder like how long have they been dating? But like for her not so the thing is that she works at a coffee shop and she's getting gifts and is hanging out with this one guy customer and she's like, "Oh, it's no big deal." I don't know, like I feel like anybody can understand like, yeah, this guy could possibly be hitting on me.
Yeah, I felt really bad for Moody the whole time because there was at one point when he was introducing her as his girlfriend where like I kind of got the feeling where like she wouldn't introduce him as her boyfriend, and he was like, "Oh, this is my girlfriend." Like yeah, he's on the road so much, so like they don't see each other that often anyways. And I think doesn't he live with
His
his
parents.
mom? Yeah, so it seems kind of yeah, it's just so like weird. And then so yeah, I was kind of on his side the whole time because he was just so uncomfortable bringing it up. And then yeah, she would say that the guy's like sending him flowers and like going on dates. And then yeah, he's just like, I would never buy, like as a guy, you don't buy a drink for a girl as like a friend, you know. So I think she's kind of being like purposely ignorant. Like I don't think she's that dumb. Like she knows that there's like flirtatious stuff going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know, that's the weird thing with the show, that like Nathan actually, I think overall it's definitely a good thing that he did for Moody by kind of like creating a circumstance where he had to have that conversation with his girlfriend, because it seems like things would just like drag out for who knows how
Yeah, he would
long.
have never brought it up if it
Yeah.
wasn't for Nathan.
So honestly, like yeah, in the show he's doing something good. It's obviously like hilarious the way he does it, and and yeah, but what he does is actually like usually pretty good. But yeah, that was just basically like the end of the episode. But throughout the whole thing, yeah, what Nathan does is he orchestrates. Yeah, he creates like an entire like elaborate set of the entire airport, right?
Yeah, he starts off by like saying that he has to follow Moody just to like learn about the co-pilots and like how they work and all of that. But so the co-pilot Moody, he goes into like another secure room in the airlines, and Nathan doesn't have access to it. And so this is why he has to like make up another like fake he has to do
Get us
his
his own set,
yeah,
basically.
he
Yeah.
has to do his Nathan thing and do his own set so he can go into the pilot's lounge and see like what happens in there.
Yeah, like it's so crazy that like it just seems almost like I don't know, almost like just like toddler ideas just with like a huge HBO budget cuz
Yes.
he's almost like petty sometimes and then just like the most like arbitrary and like super meta things and like he's able to do this whole like detailed meticulous set. Like in a warehouse he basically recreates like so many of the restaurants and then so yeah, then like not only does he personally like kind of tail Moody to get it, but he hires like actors to follow real pilots on like
Yeah.
so much money, like real flights, and like they're actually following them and it's like taking pictures of them from a distance, just like learning
Oh
their
my
studying their
god.
behaviors when like it's just like someone just sitting down just like on their phone, like you're not.
Yeah, so he's making up sets for like to do like a terminal set. He's hiring all like 70 actors to pretend that they're people waiting for like their airplane just so he can go into the lounge and see what the pilots do, which is nothing. Like they're just on their phone.
Yeah, like it's not even a secret or anything.
And
But
yeah.
yeah, I just love how serious all the actors take it. Like,
Yep.
there's like that one lady that like I think it's like Panda Express. She's like asking
Oh
about
I totally
the
forgot about
specials,
that.
and then like she remembers that one line, and then they have her use it. She's like, by the way, there's no specials. He's like, that's cool, whatever.
It's
like,
Panda Express. Wasn't gonna ask for
yeah, like
specials.
yeah, like that's like McDonald's like saying, no, we have no specials. Like, okay, like I didn't, wasn't even gonna ask.
Yeah, that's
Um,
so true. The actors are taking it seriously. Like they have a task is to follow people at the airport and see how they work, how they act, just so they can do it on Nathan's set.
Yeah, and so yeah, and like he especially with rehearsal, because in Nathan for You it was mostly comedic the whole time, but in rehearsal he really does like tackle like kind of dramatic or like at least existential topics just because of like just like how real and like serious the scenarios are. Because he has like real transcripts of the flights, right? So like when they're doing the
Oh
reenactments,
yeah.
those are actually like people's final moments before they died that they're recreating on this like comedy show, but like they are doing it for like a good purpose, you know, like they're just being honest and saying that this is what was being said. And I noticed in that a lot of times it was kind of just making the pilot look bad, you
Mm-hmm.
know, which I mean honestly some of them it was their fault and we need to know why. Like that one pilot, yeah, just calling like his co-pilot like an idiot, like it's my pilot in my plane or whatever. And so it's like it's funny, like kind of like childish, but then like the transcripts are from like right before they died, so like it is like kind of serious.
Yeah, and nobody like in real life is reading those transcripts or like actually like researching to see like what happened in those last few moments. So to actually see it right now and Nathan's show, like it's so sad, you know, like they're not even communicating. Like that's the crazy part about this show is like you learn so much about like how they don't even talk to each other and they're sitting like right next to each other, the pilots, and there's a crazy situation happening where people are gonna die and they're still not like talking to each other.
Yeah, like it is weird, like so much of it just comes down to like human error. Like yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I was gonna say that this like format is one of the like you almost need a show like rehearsal to do this because like yeah, if they release the transcripts like tomorrow and like what are you gonna go online and like study those transcripts and like figure it out, or like if there was like a fully published article like in a professional way saying all the stuff that Nathan points out in this, you wouldn't care about it and you wouldn't read it. It would just be so boring. But him putting it in a comedy show and like dramatized in like a funny way, and just him with his like really weird personality, like he actually is getting information out that otherwise would just be like so boring to digest. Because yeah, the one I was gonna point out that I have the screenshot for is like when he's in like the room of like all the dead people from like the flight, and he's pretending to be serious, but then like the one person reaches out and they're like, help, and then like he walks out and he's like, okay, done, thanks guys.
Yeah.
It like I could see someone critiquing it for being insensitive, but I don't know, like at the same time, like it does seem like it is in good taste.
No, like he says in the first episode that this is supposed to be a comedy show. Like that's what HBO wants, but this is a serious topic. And at some point in the episode, he's like, "It's been 10 minutes, and like there's no laughs." So
Yeah.
like it sucks, but like it has to be funny somehow and entertaining. But this is a passion for him. Like he wants to figure out like how can Nathan, like try to, I don't know, figure out to help the pilots communicate.
So going back to that with the pilots, yeah, like it is. There's like a really some of the most serious kind of like sad part of it is like when he follows the pilots. Like it is true that they just are kind of like isolated and like lonely, and you just kind of wonder like, is it the life of a pilot that does that, or like do people with that kind of personality kind of gravitate towards that type of career in the first place? What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's because of the career and just like you learn how pilots are not really in, they're actually afraid to go talk to like a therapist or to talk to anybody because their license could be getting taken away. So,
Oh yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, like if you're talking to a therapist and you're suicidal and you want to bring it up,
yeah,
you're kind of like just for normal people too. Like you don't want to really
or
say you're feeling depressed because then you don't want to get put on like suicide watch and all that. Yeah.
yeah, and I think one of them mentioned like if you like talk back to um like you're a co-pilot and you're talking back to the captain, like they could put in a bad word for you. So like you really don't want to say anything negative
Yeah,
to
because
anybody.
yeah, like you could like potentially kind of just get like blackballed from like the airline because of like the captain's word. And I guess like hopefully, if that happened, you could get access to the transcripts and then find like an airline that like realizes that you proved that you should have spoken up and they're just blowing it out of proportion and all that. But if it's just like hearsay and it's like the captain's word versus your word, yeah, so it's kind of hard to like really confront them.
So yeah, when Nathan's in the lounge, like just looking at Moody and see like how he acts, like he realizes that he's just sitting there on his phone, and Nathan's just waiting for Moody to go talk to like the other captain and introduce himself and be like, "Hey, we're about to go on an airplane together and drive this thing," but nothing happens, and that's why Nathan is like, "When do you talk to him? Because you're in the lounge, like shouldn't you like?" Talk to him right now. And then that's when Moody says that we like talk to each other right when we're about to like take off, and that surprises Nathan.
Yeah, and yeah, that is weird that yeah, you don't really ever fly with the same co-pilot
Yeah.
even twice. So like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you're doing such like a like maybe intimate you could say, but like just like a really important job, and you're just meeting the person you're going to be flying all these people to safety with like the day of like the moment right before you fly. It does seem kind of weird, but like if yeah, this with different people's schedules and like airlines and flights, like it would be kind of hard to coordinate always having the same co-pilot, but so this might be like an unfortunate truth of the job, but there could be a way for them to just yeah, have like a meet and greet just to break the ice or something before they actually go up in
Yeah,
the
at
air.
minimum that. Yeah, meet and greet.
Yeah. And then so I don't know if we're moving on to the second episode yet. I think it is cuz I was going to bring up that one pilot that he shadows. I think it is in the second episode. So
Okay.
yeah,
Wait. About the first episode, I wanted to ask you, what did you think about the name of the episode? Gotta have fun.
was that the name of the episode?
That is the name of the episode.
I didn't even know that. Huh.
Yeah, like if you go back to the episode right now, you'll see it says "Gotta have fun."
Yeah,
Like
it's weird.
what?
Yeah, because I did notice that the descriptions are kind of like nonsensical, kind of like Rick and Morty episodes. Like they just have like vague descriptions about what happened, but Yeah, like so yeah, the description is basically Nathan decides to put his resources into something big. It's so vague. Like that could literally be said about any episode.
Okay, but like the second episode is called Star Potential, which kind of makes more sense because that's when they're listening to people sing and they have to reject them. But like, gotta have fun for the first episode. What is that? What is that for?
Yeah, what's he referring to? That is funny actually. I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I read it and I was like, what?
Cuz
We're
yeah,
not having fun about plane crashes.
and we have what I was going to say about episode 2 is that yeah, that one pilot that he yeah, cuz he's the captain like talking about like the hierarchical like imbalances like is this captain, right? And so he does this thing where like he recreates the bar for them to like socialize in. And he does it like one with the co-pilots, seeing how they're going to engage with each other. And then he kind of like floats in a couple captains to see how they interact with each other. And even so, then like they do kind of like are almost like segregate from each other. Like the captain's kind of like uninterested in talking with the co-pilots, and the co-pilots are kind of like just talking with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one captain, and this is funny because he probably like Nathan probably just chose like the funniest captain to analyze and like put like give screen time to. But the captain is just like so like he's one of those guys where like he just isn't aware of like how weird he is in a way, because all he does is just like ask the most like inappropriate questions to like his seemingly almost like always female co-pilots. Like he has to know like on some degree like that it's weird, but he just needs like honest like he needs like a guy to sit him down and be like, dude, like you can't ask about that, like because that when he sits down with that
Oh
one girl
God.
like in the experiment, he just goes straight to asking about like her, like I don't know if it was like sex life outright, but just like her dating life and like guys and just like
Kids,
yeah like
age,
so like
and his
yeah
responses are just like, "Damn, damn,
yeah
jeez." Like not even like, oh, maybe not even like his personal feedback. Like let's say about kids, oh, like maybe I want to have one. Like no conversation. He's just like, "Damn."
and she's
What?
and he can't read the social clues of her, like she's just kind of like forcing herself to come up with like a few word responses to like be nice, and he's just not getting the hint. Like he just keeps like pestering and pestering, like he just can't ride in silence. And yeah, that's the thing, like I get like captains and just like the aviation industry, they're not going to be excluded from like just normal personal like human weirdness with each other. So
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's
if
true.
anyone needs to have like effective communication, it's going to be pilots. Because yeah, in episode 2 it seems like they cover so much ground in just like the 30 or 35 minutes, because we skim past it. But that woman that captain is talking to, she is the best person on his Canadian top idol like reimagining that he does. So yeah, for Nathan, he wants to basically create like an environment where people have to deliver bad news to someone. So he has like an experience on like Canadian's Top Idol. He was actually like an intern there, and there's so many people that always go on those singing shows and they just can't show them all on screen. So aside from like the main judges, I guess there's like smaller rooms where they'll kind of cycle people in and out. And so all day Nathan would have to deliver like bad news to people who had like their hopes and dreams in like his little like intern hands, and they're just like singing their heart out, and he just has to say, okay, it's not, okay, you weren't the one, it wasn't that good. So yeah, he does that so that he basically creates like a fake version of that where all the contestants think that it's a real show, but the judges are they the captains or
They're
yeah, the
co-pilots.
co-pilots, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so so they're trying to practice delivering bad news. And then so yeah, so the woman that the weird captain was talking to, she is like the best at doing that, and Nathan's just trying to analyze why.
Yeah, and the competition for like the singing competition is called Wings of Voice, and you actually
Yeah.
get to see like a group of people waiting like outside in line, like just waiting to have their chance to sing. And you have like these co-pilots who have to reject them. Like that's what Nathan wants to see. And they have like these golden tickets where like if they do really good, the co-pilot can give it to them. But like there's this
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
lady who she keeps like giving out the golden pass, and then
And she
they
just can't say no.
no, she's like, well, I actually think they're good. So Nathan goes in there and he's like, hey, remember, you have to reject them.
Oh man, and like this is one of the yeah like I wrote a little bit about this. Like this is one of the things like you kind of constantly question in Nathan Fielder's work is like when and where he crosses the line for things to be exploitative and like when he's actually like inducing trauma on people for like the show's benefit. Cause yeah, like in this, like it is an isolated environment where yeah, people are putting their hopes and dreams in these auditions and they think it's real, but and then he says like crushing their dreams like as if it was a real competition, but like
Right.
how different is that really from like the shows like where this person does go or like when actors just go on auditions, like would it be unethical to do like a fake audition to like yeah, like see do like a study of people being rejected because I don't know, the people are signing up to go to do that and it does suck that they're getting bad news, but it doesn't really seem that different from like it doesn't really matter if it's a real show or not because the people are going to be encountering this negative feedback no matter if the show is actually real or not. So I don't really see it as exploitative for Nathan doing that.
Yeah, if
You know?
anything, like they're getting practice of like going out there, waiting in line, practicing your song, and doing like, like a tryout in front of somebody.
Yeah, and so the funny, yeah, yeah, because the funny thing, because he always puts this a weird like dry humor thing to it, in like a really petty way. Because like so he creates like these ballot boxes where the contestants after they get denied by the judge, they can like rate their what their niceness or like just how nice the judge was. And so
Yeah.
like yeah, so that one woman she's getting like all nines and eights and stuff, and Nathan is just getting like ones and twos because he's just so like dry and boring. And I remember at the end of the episode, it was weird. Like he did deliver like this really heartfelt speech
Yes.
to that one girl, and she was like on the verge of tears, and he was
Yeah.
saying something that like I don't know, like it seemed like one of the scripted portions, but it did seem like something that she could really take like well. Like he was
Yeah.
like really kind of yeah, just like really sincere and just saying, like you're actually out here, you did it. Like other people, they're not, like you woke up this morning, you're actually pursuing your dream. So you're not good enough right now, but that doesn't. I mean, yeah, just saying what you'd want to hear.
Yeah.
But he like goes on and he's like,
Yeah.
he's not like his usual Nathan. Like he is kind of like passionate and like animated and just like really friendly and like just seems like he's really trying to connect with her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she gives him a 6 rating
Yeah.
like after all that. So like it's just hopefully like for Nathan it's just impossible like and for people he can only do this so many times I thought because if he becomes too popular
Yeah.
then like there won't be people to do the rehearsal on
Mm-hmm.
because like he's so popular, but I think like yeah, nothing nowadays is going to be able to blow up to that degree. Like there's so many TV shows and channels that like yeah, I don't think a celebrity is going to get to that point where you're going to know about it beforehand.
So yeah, on that episode, Nathan notices like one of the co-pilots is her average rating is like out of 10 is like a 9 out of something, and she's rejecting people, so she's doing it like really well and like being a nice person. And slowly he starts like copying her specifically, like what she's saying. Like she says like a specific word or like
Oh, like fantastic, yeah.
fantastic. So he's like, okay, I just need to add fantastic to my rejections. And so he's like, I'm gonna go in the room and he's gonna reject people. So he starts saying, the person says their name, he's like, that's a fantastic name, and he says fantastic like a bunch of times, right? And like one audition, and he's still getting bad reviews. So he's like, he keeps watching her, the co-pilot who got a good rating, watching like her videos, like what is she saying and all this. And yeah, he just ends up still getting a 6.
Yeah, cause
Oh
yeah, that's what he was trying to mimic when he was talking to that like guitar girl at the end with that passionate speech.
yeah, there was a point where he like really tried to give a good rejection, and the guys still gave him a bad review, and he
Oh
and he drove
yeah.
away and everything. And Nathan called him and he's like, hey, yeah, I just want to ask you a quick question. First of all, if you audition and somebody called you to
Yeah,
ask you,
you're
you
gonna
think,
you're gonna think they changed their mind, like,
yeah,
and but he just
like, oh
hunting him
shit.
down just to get his stupid feedback
Yeah,
on why
he's like
he.
excited to drive back to talk to Nathan. Like, oh, what do you want to ask me that I'm in? But no, he's like, why did you like give me a bad review? And oh yeah, so Nathan even tells him like there's this lady, she's rejecting people and she's getting like good ratings. Like, why do you think that is? And he tells him like it's just her personality and you can't really change that. And then Nathan in the show, he's like, you can change people's personality.
Yeah, so it goes against like Nathan's whole like core like of the character like just trying to change.
Yeah.
Cause
Oh
yeah, like
man.
something he never brings up, and it's just so like yeah, it is such, like the cringe that they bring to those like real interactions is just so
Oh
perfect.
my god, the
But something that like you can
cringe.
just point out is like just the insincerity, like you know, and like you can say that about all of his elaborate rehearsals where he tries to just yeah hone in on like mimicking every aspect of their life, but like it's always going to be a little level of insincerity just because like you're not literally born as those people, like you can't, you know. And that's getting into the next episode. I won't spoil yet. We're doing these a little bit behind when they clone the dogs, but
Yeah.
let's not go that far yet. Because yeah, they really do tackle a lot of stuff in the one episode, because we haven't even touched on the Paramount Plus thing that happened, remember?
Yeah, that is yeah, towards basically the end of the episode where he mentions that Paramount deleted one of his episodes. And it
On
was
the
from
Nathan For You
yeah,
show, yeah.
Nathan For You show. And he recreates like the scenario where he received the email
Yeah,
and
well, could
he
say why, because it's from Nathan For You. He did I forget why exactly, but he did like a pitch for some like little store like a clothing brand to have this Summit Ice, which was basically like a pro, well, I guess like a, what would you call it, anti-Holocaust or pro-Holocaust? Like if you're spreading awareness of it, I guess I'd be like pro-Holocaust awareness, you would say,
I don't
I
see
guess,
yeah,
but
that's the weird thing about like the whole thing.
yeah, so like in the brand is like deny nothing, you know, for like Holocaust deniers. So it's like it's kind of cool, but that like out of all of his stuff, like that actually did blow up, and like I think all the proceeds went to charity, but like that was actually something that a lot of people were buying and supporting. But I remember, yeah, like the funny thing that he did in the show was he just had like all this Nazi like flags and stuff, like with, I think it had like yeah, X's on it or something,
Yeah.
just saying like deny it. But that was the reason that Paramount, it originated in Germany. Then I guess it spread over all of Europe, right? That it was originally Germany's Paramount. That
Yeah.
they're just so like adverse from having like any kind of Nazi, you know, symbolism at all. That yeah, like it's one of like many things. Like they try to be so sensitive that they become insensitive.
Mhm.
The whole point of it. Yeah, it's funny, but if you're actually gonna just take it for what it is like just a pro Holocaust thing, which you know Germany is. So by them, you know, just saying, oh, there's some kind of swastika symbol in it, even though it's an anti-swastika symbol,
Yeah.
it just has it in there. So you're just gonna reject the whole thing completely. Is kind of crazy. But yeah, so and yeah, so Nathan, in studying that girl's behavior, the co-pilot, he wants to get better himself at delivering, yeah, or like confronting, yeah, just getting better at confronting people. So he rehearses a scenario where he
Receives the
yeah,
email.
yeah, so yeah, he did actually receive an email from Paramount,
Yeah.
and it was actually fairly friendly, and he was just asking why was it rejected or whatever.
But
And then
remember, he has an actor pretend to be him receiving the
yeah, so he can
email.
watch how he
So
would have
Nathan, yeah,
responded.
Nathan is watching this actor on a computer pretending like he received the email. And
Yeah,
he's
from
just
what,
like,
but it's the real email that he
yeah,
received, and then like the responses that the fake Nathan is typing are
yeah.
Nathan's real responses. But I do think it is kind of interesting that he does point out that like in his mind he thought that the message he sent to
Oh, yeah,
them
yeah.
was like, you know, like if you're asking
Aggressive.
him about it, he's like, yeah, I really stood up to them or whatever. But then his memory's kind of falsified because yeah, you look at the emails and he's just so like,
Nice,
please, thank you,
polite.
and then like they get the answer, then he's like, okay, well, yeah, he doesn't push back at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so he recreates the Paramount Plus Germany office as like this like war room, and he has
Mm-hmm.
like all like the like Netflix Peacock like flags like on this map like a war, and
So
then
insane.
yeah. But the thing is, the person that he's talking to is also an actor. Like he never actually, maybe he'll do it in like the next episode, but he never actually talks like to Paramount again. Like he's just rehearsing it so far.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a wild tangent. I don't think he's actually gonna do that. Like maybe he would in his personal life, but I don't know on the show. But basically, yeah, the actor that's playing the like Germany Paramount executive is kind of, he's just like at first he's just going through like the rehearsed lines that Nathan wrote
Yeah.
so he can practice himself. But then, you know, of course things start to feel like a little ingenuine. Yeah, so Nathan basically tells the actor to improv what he's going to be saying instead of following the script strictly.
Hmm.
And I wonder if this was actually scripted because you never really know, like in the show, what is actually scripted at the end of the day
Yeah.
from like especially the actors. But the actor kind of goes, he kind of like calls Nathan out and he's kind of saying like you're kind of pretending to be serious. You're not actually, you dress me up as like this Nazi uniform almost.
Hmm.
I'm in this war room. You're being pretend for your little show. You're
Yeah.
not actually trying to confront me. You're just trying to play act this. And Nathan is just kind of like he doesn't. I don't think he really responds. He just kind of like looks down.
Yeah.
He's kind of like, oh, yeah. He doesn't really have a response to that.
Yeah, at first he's like, I do care. I'm asking you questions. But the guy
Yeah,
points out like yeah, like you're not actually trying to understand like our point of view. Like you're just a mad guy with a show and money.
yeah. But I guess to be fair to Nathan's credit, like it does seem like he does want to know Paramount's perspective, but obviously like he's not reaching out to like a real Paramount exec to have on the show and then film it.
Yeah.
He's doing his Nathan thing and just doing like these layers of rehearsal so that he can kind of get used to it. But
And
so
you can tell like they're just rehearsing like over and over. Like there's a guy serving like coffee and they have to do that over and over until like Nathan's like, this doesn't feel right.
yeah, and that's the thing like the Nathan like cuz yeah, he's like playing a character on screen. So like the thing that the Nathan character seemingly can't comprehend is that like the fact that everyone knows like you're never going to be able to get rid of the fact that people know that they're acting. Like you can get super deep into it, but yeah, eventually just the fact that you're delivering the tea over and over, you're doing this over and over, it's just gonna always be inauthentic. Like, and he goes so many like layers deep,
Oh,
like especially
I
in like the previous
know.
show, like
Yeah.
raising the kid, like he micromanages every single aspect of things and just does so much background research and it's funny and like hilarious, but the
Yeah.
character of Nathan in the show just can't comprehend that just it's always going to be inauthentic to some degree.
Yeah. But I can't wait until like we get to talk about episode 3. This is so nightmare.
It's yeah, it's oh man. Oh, cause yeah, like so. I mean, I guess that's pretty much about it. Like, I
Hmm.
just really wanted to just talk about it, and like, yeah, for anyone that is watching the show and doesn't have anyone to talk to, like, yeah, please like talk to us about it. Tell me your random theories about it because yeah, this is literally like up there with the greatest shows to be airing right now, and it's not getting like any of the credit it deserves. Like
Yeah.
like the writing on this is so ridiculously smart, and he just does so many meta layers, like to so many like degrees of things.
Yeah.
Like acting, pretending to be acting and acting. It's like like a Charlie Kaufman movie, but
Oh.
comedy, like only comedy and like weird, quirky, like dry humor.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, yeah, it's like one of the best shows out right now, and yeah, you guys should watch it.
Yeah. Jeremy, thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on here again. Thanks for talking a little bit more than last time. Yeah,
That's me.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, we'll do these for like every 2 episodes of rehearsal as they air. I don't know. We could probably cut this out. I don't know if anyone's even gonna care at this end point right now. Well, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, okay. So, all right. See you.
Bye. Dude, stop roasting me. My God.
I'm leaving that in. I didn't stop recording yet.
No.